What's up, babes? Today's theory we're gonna do on Kaido. Um, kind of where we're at now is a very interesting spot. Kaido has been beat, and that is something that I am not going to talk about too much. Just the fact that he is beaten, and what does that look like, and kind of what has Luffy done to previous opponents in terms of beating them. And now, do you guys realize how long Wano's been going on? It is the longest arc by a solid margin. I think Dressrosa is probably the next biggest, and that I don't even think makes it to 100. And by the time Wano's all said and done, we're closing in on 150, 160 chapters. That is a ginormous chunk. Not to mention, this grand saga arc is closing in on 400 chapters, maybe more. This all started back on Punk Hazard, which is kind of where we get the theme that started all of this when they decided to go attack Kaido. Right? This Pirate Alliance was made between Law and Luffy and their crews. And then what do we see from there? Law says something very interesting to Tashigi early on, and he tells her the weak do not get to choose how they die. And with there being such a large precedent on deaths in One Piece, I'm going to tell you about why Kaido's death is going to be one, if not the most remarkable death in the entire series. Now, Whitebeard kind of takes the cake right now, right? Or Roger, I guess. They're both up there. I guess you probably say Roger. He says about the One Piece, and I guess Whitebeard just kind of reinstills that, saying it is real, it is alive, it is a thing. But that's the thing, is what has kind of been talking about this whole time. Since the moment we met him, since the moment he fell from that sky island with Urog watching him fall, he's like, hey man, if he's going to do that, it's up to him. And him climbing out to defeat the other alliance that was made from the supernovas, Kaido's been trying to kill himself. We've seen that he can't be hung, he can't be killed. No one can kill this man ever since he was a young child. In the most recent chapter, we see a flashback. We see that he gets shown the truth of the world very early on. Slavery, the celestial dragons, and kind of all the messed up stuff that's going on surrounding the world government. Of course, he's going to be a pirate, you know. Of course, somebody who's brought up as a political pawn, as he calls it, so that his country can attend the reverie. He's not very happy. He sees the world out to get him, and his only problem was he was born too strong. Sound familiar? It is with Big Mom, but we'll get there. So what does he tell Tashigi? The weak do not get to choose how they die. And Kaido's been trying to die this entire time, but has been unable. He's too strong. And even he knows that. His hobby is suicide. He cannot die. But we're at a point now where he's been beaten. And this is something that Luffy does to basically all his opponents. He beats them physically and mentally. Kind of in a battle, not of wits, but in a battle of wills. Not wit, wills. And he's beating Kaido in the sense that freedom is what I aim to do. Freedom is what I am here to free Wano. It's part of the prophecy. Odin's been saying it for forever, and these people believe it. And the funniest thing is, Kaido is someone that's believing in these prophecies more than like anyone else. He buys into it. He buys into it a lot, whether it be all of Wano, but he knows 20 years down the line that somebody was going to come. And even after he beats Luffy the first time and he sends him down, and he's like, I guess you weren't Joy Boy after all. But when it's confirmed, and when he comes back to fight him, he gets a flashback of him talking with King. His Zoro, now a lot of people are like, well, it's not the same relationship. It's still the captain and the first mate. And especially how he broke him out, as he broke himself out many times. Kaido rescued King. And he tells him, and he's like, the person who is Joy Boy will beat me one day. And he's like, well, I guess we'll never meet that person. Of course, that is being said while he's being driven into the ground. And when you see that hit that he takes from Luffy, the Sukong Wu god, Hindu, Buddhist, monkey god fist, and he gets sent super, super fast into the ground, deep in there. Both of the emperors are now buried within Wano. He's beaten. That being said, when he jumped from the Sky Island, he's going to climb out of there. And that's what I'm saying. If you think that Kaido is done here, you're wrong. Kaido is going to climb out, and the people need proof. The Fire Festival has been too big to not have something happen here. There's too many people colliding on this area. Zunisha, if you don't think the government's going to make it, you're crazy. I don't think Zunisha is going to take them out because they had to have brought an admiral with them. And I just don't think, even if the entire fleet gets destroyed, I think the admiral makes it there. I think there's too much put on admiral's sides that it's like, he has to make it there. He has to have the strength. It could be the introduction of Green Bull. That's its own thing. Could Shanks be coming? Could Blackbeard be coming? That's its own thing. But what I will say is he will be coming out of there. Is Luffy done? Yes. But after he beats somebody up here, after he beats them in terms of their will, then they're done. Then they're not going to win anymore. Then they are just kind of, it's not pitiful, but a little bit. Now, people debate, okay, well, with Kaido, he's somebody that you don't really think is going to get his way. Like, he's not going to get that remarkable death that he believes completes people. He sees Roger's death. He sees Odin, and he sees Whitebeard's deaths, and he approves. And he's like, death is the ultimate completion of a man. He tells Odin when Odin is boiling alive and dying, and he looks at him, and his body's probably destroyed. He just held in there for a solid hour. Love that scene, by the way. And he looks at him, and he's like, this was a remarkable death. Absolutely. Boom. Gats him, shoots him down. He's done. But Odin had a fantastic death, inspired many, and the prophecy is kind of like out there already. And he said, hey, 20 years down the line, somebody's going to come beat you and free Wano. And that's something that he got probably from being with Roger and just kind of knowing that the second coming of Joy Boy is upon us now. And now that we know that that person is Luffy, Kaido is all right with it. So now Kaido is going to become the catalyst. Kaido the catalyst. He understands from an early age. I think we're going to get more Kaido flashbacks. Kaido is not done, people. Kaido is not done. Kaido is coming out of there. If you think they're just going to bury both these emperors, you're wrong. If you think either one of the emperors are dead, you're wrong. They're both going to be fine. I don't know exactly what's going to happen with Big Mom. She's fine. She's superhuman. They both are. But they're both buried deep within Wano right now. I think Kaido's going to make it out and become the catalyst that sets off the giant war that was prophesized to take place right now. And the reason I say that is the weak don't get to choose how they die. But the strongest beast in the entire world, somebody who's undefeated until now in 1v1s, is going to have a grand death. And I think it's going to be something that we're going to see probably in the papers if the Marines make it there, but there's going to be more eyes on this than I think we're realizing. At the end of an arc, there's going to be more people here. The government's been talking. We don't know what Blackbeard's doing. We don't know where Shanks is, but we know this is the catalyst for what's going to flip the world on its head because Joy Boy is finally back, which the Marines are not going to like, which the Celestial Dragons are not going to like, which Imu-sama is going to be like, nope, can't be having that shit. I'm done. And Kaido the Catalyst is going to be like, this is what I'm setting off. This is what I'm bringing into the world. I did this. I was the person that brought Joy Boy to fruition. It was me. It was me all along, and I knew it. And that's how he's going to die, is he's going to go out, I believe, on the Flower Capital. I can't tell you who's going to kill him. There's a lot of theories that Zoro kills him. I don't really see it. I think I see maybe like a government kind of just taking him out because maybe he knows too much. But Kaido's going to die, and he's going to die in a spectacular fashion, similar to Whitebeard, where everyone's going to kind of hear him out for what he has to say, and then it's just done. And he's going to be like, Joy Boy is going to be the one to flip it on its head. Here's the prophecy. Here's what I know as one of the last remnants of the Rocks pirates, because I know Big Mom's over there buried too. But here's what I know. And here's that I know that Joy Boy is going to make a huge difference on this world that's going to change everything starting now. And I wasn't that guy. I wanted to be that guy, but I just wasn't that guy. And now that Wano's going to be open, I did this, and it was me all along. He's going to try to take credit and have this remarkable death, which is something that he's sought after this entire time. And part of it, I don't think he's going to be too happy about, just because I feel like he wishes that he could see it. But this guy's been trying to die for years and years and years and years. He's been someone that hasn't really had too big of a motivation to do really anything besides start some shit. That's all he wants to do. He was on the way to the Marine Ford to possibly start some shit. There's a theory too where Ace, he believed, could have been Joy Boy, possibly, that would have freed their borders because he said he was coming back, but that's a little tough. He's trying to create an entire crew full of Devil Fruit users, team up with Big Mom to fight the world government to kind of start stuff to start happening. So he wants to be the catalyst. He wants to be the person that sets the world on its head, which he is going to do, because everything in One Piece is about to change, and that's because Wano is such a big part of it. All the poneglyphs are going to be together shortly. Whether they go to the first island, whether the war starts to take place first, the death of Kaido will be remarkable because it sets off Joy Boy. It turns the world on its head because Imu-sama is not going to just stay there. The Great Cleansing is going to probably start to commence now, and shit's about to go down. So I don't know exactly who is going to kill Kaido. I can just tell you that he is going to have a similar speech. He is not staying in the ground. He is coming back. He is beaten, but he's not dead. And as somebody who's been chasing this remarkable death, as the weak do not get to choose how they die, and Kaido is the strength of the strong, the cream of the crop, the Ani to stop anybody from doing anything. He is not done, and he will have a remarkable death, which I love because he's been an amazing villain to get to know, an amazing end to this saga of Arc for 400 plus chapters, Wano being 150, 60 plus by the time it's done, right in the Flower Capital. Watching the people, having the people watch him die to prove that their freedom is real is something that's going to be huge. And I don't really see Luffy killing him, but just being rid of Kaido in this wonderful manner that not only frees Wano, but flips the world on its head because Joy Boy is announced, because he brings this up when we probably get more flashbacks. Kaido's death will be one of the most remarkable that we'll see. And it's finally what he wants, so I'm happy for him. But that's all I have for you today, babes. I hope you enjoy this break week, which is tough, but next week's going to be great when Kaido rises from the ashes to die in remarkable fashion. But that's that. All right, babes. Peace out. Have a great day. Peace.